Hello, welcome to Whispers from the Hidden Realms. Sarah and Grimly here. We're excited to have you here with us today. And we have been drawn to read from two different decks today. So the very first one is the Divine Masculine. Yes, this deck is coming forward again today. It's been a deck that's been coming forward a lot lately because I think there's a lot of messages that are coming forward out of that particular deck. The other thing too is we have the Gemstone Whispers deck as well. So we're going to pull cards from both of these decks for your reading today. And Grimly is going to go ahead and sit over here on the side, and he will be back on camera before the end of the reading, just helping support us in the background. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Divine Masculine deck, and let's see what cards are coming forward for us today. All right, so as I'm shuffling these cards and these decks to see what cards come out, I do want to remind you this is a collective reading, so I will be actually holding the cards up to the camera a little bit longer for you to go ahead and look at them and decide, or listen to your intuition to see what messages are coming forward for you out of these cards today, because the message that Grimly and I share is not the only message that you need to hear. Okay? All right, one more shuffle here. The other thing I would encourage you to do is please make sure that if you do have a different message that comes forward, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, because I feel that as a community we can help each other, right? Because the message that Grimly and I give you through these cards today is not the only interpretation of these cards, and I feel that it is beneficial to share that with the community so others can benefit from your interpretation of the cards. All right, so I have 5 cards that came out from the Divine Masculine deck. Now I'm moving over to the Gemstone Whispers deck. And I apologize that this is taking a moment, but when you work with 2 different decks, it can take a minute before all the cards come forward. So already 3 cards have come forward out of the Gemstone Whispers deck. So, apologize, that was a whole stack there that came out. When a whole stack comes out, I actually shuffle it back in, because a lot of times the entire stack is not what is needed, and then the cards will resurface as to what is needed from them. All right, so I have 5 cards that have come forward from the Gemstone Whispers deck as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer reading, going through all of these cards today. So I do ask that you have patience with me, but we will go through this reading and we will see what is coming forward for you today. So just generally looking at the card and feeling the energy of the collective today, I feel like a lot of you are still on a path where you feel like you're just hitting brick walls wherever you turn. You get a good idea, you try something new and it goes good for a minute, and then all of a sudden it's like the brakes are pumped and you hit a brick wall and you can't go any further. And then you get frustrated and you get down on yourself and you're like, I'm never going to get anywhere. Okay, first and foremost, that is not the narrative here, okay? You are not stuck. You are not going to not move forward. You are being paused right now to reflect on the choices that you've been making. And this doesn't necessarily have to be jobs or money related. This could be love life. This could be career. This could be opening your own business, starting a YouTube channel, whatever this looks like for you, or maybe even it's financial issues that you're having, right? Maybe you're hitting a brick wall that you're like, yes, I finally have breakthrough, money's flowing, and then stagnant again, right? Well, here's the thing. You are not being left behind, okay? We are still in the shadows of 2025. I know that we have rolled officially into 2026, but the Lunar New Year does not actually take place until February 17th. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Lunar New Year, it is the actual new year that resonates with the universe, the divine, the gods, goddesses. It's more of the ancient calendar, if you will. So again, we're still in the shadow of 2025, which is the snake, right? Which is which is shedding a lot of stuff, closing doors on things, starting over, starting fresh. So you're at the last push of getting rid of what is not meant to go forward with you in 2026. So by February 17th, you should have all of that pretty much leveled out, or at least have an idea as to what it was that is being brought over into 2026, okay? 2026 is year number 1 of a 9-year cycle, and it is also the fire horse spirit. So that is the energy that we're going to be feeling throughout 2026. So when it turns after February 17th, the Lunar New Year happens, things are going to start moving. You're going to start seeing progression, okay? So give it just a couple more weeks and things are going to start turning around for you. All right, the reason why I brought this up is because the very first card that came up is Adonis. And as you can see, Adonis is sitting in turbulent waters and he's just beyond frustrated. Okay? So I feel like some of you are in this stage right now where you're just so frustrated, and you have every right to feel that way. But please, again, take a look at these cards and determine how they resonate in your life and with you as well. Okay? The next card that comes forward is Hermes. So Hermes, as you can see, is reaching up going, really? Why do I keep hitting these brick walls? What am I doing wrong? What have I not accomplished? What is going on here? So you can see that he's just begging for assistance, clarity, and trying to figure it all out, right? But then we have Ra that comes forward. So Ra is stating, the light is at the end of the tunnel. You're at the peak of the mountain. Just keep going. Just keep going, one foot in front of the other. You've got this. You've got this. But you've got to keep moving. And some of this may reflect on Melchizedek, who says, let's meditate on this information. Let's see where it is that we want to take our lives and what we want to do in this particular situation. What is it that I'm not seeing that I need to see clearer? And am I being too hard on myself in this situation? And then we have Dahaken, who has come forward saying, everything's going to be all right. I hear the Bob Marley song, every little thing is going to be all right. So don't worry about a thing. So I feel like some of you may be feeling that song, you may be hearing that song, but that is the message that is coming through that card, okay? Now that is the Divine Masculine. Now I want to show you the Gemstone Whispers, and then we will actually start the reading, okay? So the first one that's coming forward is Labradorite, kindness. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle, okay? So this is true. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. You may be their best friend in the whole wide world and you may think you know everything about them, but they may be fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So give them some space and grace, okay? That includes yourself, my friends, because I feel like some of you are not being nice to yourself. Are you speaking negatively about yourself? Then change that narrative, okay? Now we have Lemire that's coming forward, and it says, be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So you're meant to be unique. You're meant to be you. You're meant to not march to the beat of the drum of everybody else. So be yourself, my friends. And then Selenite is coming through. And Selenite is saying magic. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Okay? So again, take a moment to resonate with these cards as well. Yes, I know that they're crystals, but the crystals themselves have additional stories and additional hints that they can give you other than what is written on the card. Okay? The next one is Sugilite. So Sugilite is star. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. Look how powerful and beautiful that crystal is, right? That's Sugilite. It almost looks like a galaxy. It almost looks like stars shining at night or reflecting off water, right? That's a good omen, my friends. And then Rhodonite is coming in next. So Rhodonite talks about harmony. Out of clutter, find simplicity. Okay? So out of clutter, find simplicity. All right, my friends. Well, so we have quite the reading today. So going back to the beginning here with Adonis, again, many of you are feeling like you are in this turbulent time in your life, and you are, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You are. A lot of us still are. We're dealing with the shadow of 2025 still playing in a lot of our lives, right? For some of you, you may have had your breakthroughs already, which is great, but some of us are still left in those shadows, me included. I've got some stuff that's going on that's keeping me going, really? I think I have this figured out, and then I hit a brick wall. But you know what? We are all being encouraged to pause, sit through the storm, and look back and see how far we've come. What have we overcome in the last 9-year cycle, right? Because 2025 closed out the last 9 years. So the snake was there to clean out everything from 9 years ago. It may have been longer than that for some of you. But it's time to learn the lessons that were learned along that journey, that were learned along that path. So that way we can build from it, right? This life isn't about just problem solving and then moving on to the next problem and all that, right? Life is a journey. Life is a challenge. There's always going to be challenges. It's never going to be completely smooth sailing. But it's about reflecting on how much we've grown, what we've learned, and what the lessons are that we can take away from that situation. So hopefully we don't repeat it again, right? Because if we don't take this time to pause and really reflect on the lessons that we've learned, we have a greater chance of repeating the same patterns and seeing that happen again in this next 9-year cycle. Okay? So my friends, take this time that you're feeling very frustrated as an opportunity to pause, reflect, and redirect your life in the direction that you really want to go. And I feel a lot of you are tapping into your higher selves. I know Hermes looks like he's praying to the universe, to the gods, asking for help and asking for guidance. And if you see here, there is help along the way. Look at these. There's hands that are here, right? Saying, hey, we're right here. We're ready to help you. All you have to do is see us. Now, for some of you, I feel those hands may represent people that are trying to hold you down. I feel like you have grown a lot, and that may be part of the reason why you're struggling with troubled waters as well with Adonis, is because you're trying to grow, but you're not releasing those people and expectations that are dragging you down. So the divine is saying, in order for you to see progress, in order for you to move forward, you need to put up healthy boundaries and release these if they're not helping hands, okay? Yes, you can tap into the divine. Yes, you can ask help. The divine will always provide the help. Maybe not in the way that you're expecting, but they are always there to help. And they will help. But you have to be willing to do the work, which is putting up healthy boundaries and really evaluating what's good in your life that will add value going forward and what needs to be trimmed out. And this doesn't have to be physically people. I feel like people energy is coming in very heavily for some of you. Like some of you have been in very toxic relationships, or you've been carrying narratives that were passed down from generation to generation, maybe your parents even. It's time for you to clear out that noise, because that noise is also holding you back, because it's bringing up limiting beliefs and things that are keeping you from ascending to the next level in your life. Okay? It's time for you to ascend. It's not time for these hands to grab a hold of you and pull you back down. No, it's time for you to rise. It's time for you to rise up and be yourself and stop living in the shadow of expectations from people that are not going along the same journey that you are. Okay? And Ra, so Hermes and Ra, how beautiful is that? Ra is the God that's answering your call. Ra is saying, yes, yes, keep going, you've got this. But I need you to reflect and learn on those lessons. I need you to close out the chapters and the people who do not add value to your life before you can reach the peak up here with me. But I'm here. I'm here. I want you to succeed. I want you to evolve. And I know I specifically said people because Ra specifically said people, but I also feel that for some of you, it's toxic work environments. It's playing small when you want to play big. It's having the courage to step out of a bubble life that you're living in, meaning that you're not doing what you really want to do. So determine what it is that you want to do, and Ra says, go for it. Now is the time. Now is the time to clear all of that old noise, old timelines, and things that are dragging you down so you can rise up. Rise up to who you truly are. Shine yourself brightly in the world if that is what you want to do. Start a YouTube channel if that is what you want to do. Write a story if that is what you want to do. Whatever your journey is, Ra says now's the time. But you can't do it without cleaning out the past first and getting rid of situations that are not good for you, whether it be people, places, things, work, religion, whatever it is for you in your world. Ra says it's time to let that go, okay? In order for you to reach the peak of the mountain. I mean, you can see he's standing on top of that peak. He's there. He's waiting. He's waiting, and he says, all you have to do is ask, and I'll be glad to help you along your path. And I feel like for some of you out there, Ra is a very significant God that you communicate with a lot. Now, after Ra comes Melchizedek, okay? This is where you are being guided to not rush into your next chapter of your life. Again, after everything that you have closed out and after the Lunar New Year occurs, I feel that some of you are going to want to go back into this meditation mode. And this does not have to be a long period of time. This could be a couple of hours, this could be a couple of days, this could be a couple of weeks. Some of you, I feel like it may be a couple of months. But this is your time to go, okay, I lived through all of that. Now, where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I? How do I take my next steps? And this is just you going in and answering all those questions for yourself. And as you pause and reflect and heal, I feel like some of the past is going to try to come back up for you, but it's not going to derail you. You're going to use it as your power, as your strength to move forward in your next step. All right? And you have a beautiful, absolutely beautiful next step that's coming forward. Because again, my dear friends, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right because you're going to see your path. You're going to see your journey. Doors are going to open for you that you thought were permanently sealed. Okay? But look at this rainbow. Look at how bright the stars are. Look at this beautiful background. So here you are in the shadow of it, right? But look at what's on the horizon. Look at that beautiful horizon. What that means is you are on a beautiful journey that is going to work out in your favor, and you're going to live life like you have never lived life before. You're going to, if you're not in a relationship, or even if you are, you're going to find love or be in love like you've never been in love before. You're going to find happiness in your finances, in your stability, in your independence, in what you choose to do with your time for work to make money, right? To support yourself. I feel some of you are going to actually start traveling. That's why I feel like the ocean is very significant here. The beach and the ocean, I feel like some of you are going to be like, yes, finally, I can go on that long-awaited vacation that I've been putting off forever because I haven't had the money or the time or the energy. But guess what, my friends? As you clear out everything, you will. You have this opportunity. You just need to be able to take life by the horns, go through these choppy waters, and see the beauty that's coming forward for you, because, my goodness, it is absolutely gorgeous. But with that, during this journey, you need to be kind to yourself. Labradorite is coming forward to say, hey, yeah, you've been through a lot. Look at how cracked and fractured and broken I look, which is how you could feel after this battle that you've gone through. But look how beautiful those scratches, those scars, those wounds have made this crystal. Okay? So this is being kind not just to yourself, but to those around you. I feel like sometimes when you are in a stressful situation, or when you are not sure where you want to go, some of you may not always be the kindest. So remember, when you're in that moment of frustration, to pause, because if you act a certain way, talk a certain way, or use certain words, you can't take those back, even to yourself. Okay? I feel like a lot of this is coming to you, right? You've been talking a lot of negativity while dealing with the Adonis season and the Hermes season, right? Man, just when I get there, just when I think I have it figured out, I hit a brick wall. I'm so dumb. I hear some of you saying that. That's not true. Okay? It's a season. It's a chapter. It's growing. So be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Speak kind to yourself. Give yourself that space, that grace, and those patience, because you deserve kindness that you give to others. I feel like some of you are super kind to others, but when it comes to yourself, you're super hard on yourself and super self-critical. Please let that go, my friends. You deserve so much better. Okay? And also remember, for those of you who have taken it out on others, now's the time to go back and maybe apologize. Maybe it's time to, reset some of that karma and apologize for some of the actions. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just simply reading the energy and the messages from these cards. The choice is yours. But I feel like some of you might benefit from actually going to those people, those places, those things, and apologizing, or reflecting on it and seeing what you can do to make it better. Okay? But for those of you who are being very self-critical, it's time for you to go into yourself and start loving yourself. Okay? And that's why the card Be Yourself is coming forward, because, it is hard to be yourself while you are walking in somebody else's shoes or somebody else's expectations of you, right? That is why the Larimer crystal is coming forward to remind you, you are beautiful the way that you are, and you are meant to shine your uniqueness in the world. Just like no crystal is exactly the same. Yes, they may all have the exact same name, but no Larimer is going to look exactly the same as the other one. No, no labradorite is going to look the same. And it's because just like those crystals, we are all unique. We all have our different stories that mold and shape us and give us cracks and hidden wounds and stories and gifts that we need to share with the world. But if we are trying to be somebody that we're not, then we can't share those gifts. We limit ourselves and can leave us in a very frustrating situation, feeling completely lost and undervalued and just not sure where to go in life. So my dear friends, this card is coming forward to tell you not only be kind to yourself with the labradorite, but be true to yourself. Who are you? What is it that you want to bring to the world? I feel like some of you are musicians and you have been closeted musicians because you're too afraid to get out in public. I feel like some of you want to be public speakers because you have great ideas and stories that you want to share. But again, you're afraid of being in public. You're afraid of being judged. My dears, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? You can be an artist, you can be an author, you can be a YouTube channel creator, you can be somebody that's a hermit in your house and watches TV all day. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The thing is, you are unique and you need to get out of your own way so that your life can unfold in the way that you want it to. And you can have this beautiful, beautiful opportunity to move forward, okay? Because selenite is coming forward telling you there is magic all around you, all right? But magic isn't necessarily magic tricks. Magic could be, oh, hey, you found $10 that you didn't realize you had tucked away somewhere. Or looked in a pocket that you hadn't looked in a little bit and, oh, wow, there's a crystal that you didn't know about. Or, hey, there's the pendant that you've been looking for. Or whatever it may be, right? Those are magical moments. Another magical moment is maybe there has been a special birth in your life or a special relationship, or you had a moment where you're like, I've had enough of the life I'm living. I want more. My dears, that's all magic. Okay? Magic doesn't have to be this big, huge, life-changing event. Magic is in everyday small moments. When you walk down the street and you smile at somebody and they smile back at you, that's magic. When you compliment somebody and you brighten their day, that's magic. Okay? So look for the magic in your life. Even though you're going through troubling times, magic is all around you, connecting with you. And this, again, is also coming from the divine, right? The divine's like, you're asking for so much, but do you appreciate the small things? The small, everyday, mundane things that you take for granted? Maybe it's time to pause and reflect on that too. And maybe set up some healthy boundaries or set up some intentions to appreciate all sizes of magic that come in your life, right? Maybe you open the door in the morning and you see all these birds sitting in the trees. That's magic. Or you have an animal that comes to your house that isn't even part of your family, but wants your attention. That's magic. Okay? Sorry, I know I'm honing into this a lot, but I'm being told by the divine that as a collective, we're forgetting what magic is. And I'm guilty of this too. I really am. Because when life gets so tough and you feel down and out and you're ready to throw in the towel and everything, it's so easy to look at how negative everything is. But if you just take a moment and look at the little bright things, like maybe the sun came out today and you got the opportunity to stand out in the sun and you feel refreshed and rejuvenated. Or maybe you looked up at the sky and there wasn't a cloud in the sky and oh my gosh, you love how beautiful the sky was looking today. Those are magical moments, okay? Or you learned a new song today, or you wrote half a book today, or you read half a book today. Whatever it is, this is magical moments. And I'm also hearing it's time for you to take a time out and be grateful for those. So when you have those magical moments, maybe just say a quick thank you to the universe of, I appreciate you bringing this into my life. Again, I'm sorry I honed in on that so much, but the divine was really coming forward saying that it is time for you to look into the magic. So that way you can enjoy the next phase of your life, which is the star card, okay? Which is coming through Sugilite. Sugilite, look at the color in both of these cards, okay? Beautiful things are on the horizon for you. Beautiful opportunities, a beautiful life that you've always wanted is at your fingertips, my friend. It's at your fingertips. Yeah, there's still some stuff that you're going to have to go through, and even with the opportunities being at your fingertips, you're still going to find yourself in challenging situations. But that doesn't mean that is what it's going to stay at forever. It's kind of the universe going, okay, did you learn your lesson from last time, or do we need to repeat? So my friends, let's learn the lesson from last time so we don't repeat again. So we can step into this abundant glory, step into the stars, step into who we are supposed to be, meet up with Ra and really get that divine download so that way we can move forward and be who we are, show up as who we want to be, make our world ours, meaning make your world, my world, my world. Like for me, my goal is to keep this YouTube channel going, to keep it growing, to keep offering these readings for you because it lights up my soul and lights up my life. And I love connecting with you. And Grimly loves connecting with you too. So this was not something I ever thought I was going to do. But I'm so grateful to be here with you every day. Well, okay, not every day, but every time I'm here, I'm so grateful to be here connecting with you and giving you these messages because I feel that they help us all. Okay? So don't be afraid of what it is that you want to bring into your world. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, I promise. And then Rhodonite is coming forward stating, as you go through this journey, you are going to find harmony. You're going to find the peace of you that you have been missing for a long time, but that you've been trying to tap into, but you were too afraid because of limiting beliefs or familial pressure or religion pressure or work or your own self-inflictions, whatever it is. Rhodonite is coming forward saying, you are finding your collective group, your soul tribe, your soul family, the people that actually will be able to relate to you if you have been struggling with people. If it's with jobs, you're going to find the right job. If it's with money, you're going to have the abundance. You're going to have the harmony with your finances finally, right? You'll be able to be living the life that you want to be living in a peaceful, harmony, aligned way. Okay. My friends, this is such a beautiful reading. I'm so excited for you because it's all going to be okay. And again, that song just keeps playing in my head. I think it's called like Three Little Birds from Bob Marley. Don't quote me on that. I know if you Google Every Little Thing's Gonna Be Alright, the song will pop up. Or if you YouTube it, it will pop up for you. So maybe it's time for you to go take a look and listen to that song. Maybe there's a message in that song. I know I recently listened to it, but this card right here and the Star card and the Harmony card all remind me of that song. Because, again, you don't have to worry about anything because every little thing is working out in your favor, and you're going to find peace and joy and happiness like you've never, ever experienced before. Yes, it's a journey, and yes, you've been going on this journey, and no, the journey is not going to end. A life without problems is no life at all, right? Because the problems, the challenges, the opportunities help us grow and become stronger every single day of our lives. All right? Well, my dear friends, that is the reading for today. We hope it resonates with you. If it doesn't, please feel free to pass it along to somebody who may need to hear this message today, or maybe even save it later and it may resonate at a different time. Maybe you're in a different cycle of your life than what was shared with this message. But either way, we do hope that you like our content and our channel and would consider liking and subscribing, as well as commenting down below how this reading resonated with you, or how these cards spoke to you and what messages you got out of it, because this is a community and I would love to hear from you as to what your thoughts are and what your feelings are as you reflect on these cards and the journey in your life and how they apply to you, because what Grimly and I share is just only one side of the story. There's so much more that these cards have to share. And I feel that for some of you, these cards did speak differently to you. And I would please encourage you to make that comment down below, because it's going to help somebody else in our community who needs to hear that version of the message as well. Plus, it creates great opportunity for communication and building, right? All right, well, again, we do thank you for being here. Grimly and I do have a quick little message that we want to share with you too. As we are in February 2026, we are offering a Valentine's Day reading. It's a special. So what you get with this reading is a 1-hour reading, one-on-one reading with Grimly and I. So it will be specifically focusing on you. And after the reading, you will get a picture of all the tools that we've used. So when I talk about tools, that's the cards, that's the crystals, that's the Elderfarnic runes, whatever it is that we use in your reading, you will get a picture of that sent to you, so that way you can continue to reflect on it and see what other messages come forward. And in addition to that, you have a 1-hour Q&A session that you can schedule with Grimly and I to follow up on any questions that you have regarding that specific reading, okay? And only that specific reading. If you want a different reading, it is a different price. But for all of that, it is $80, and we are offering this Valentine's special until February 28th, but please don't hesitate to sign up, because space is limited and seats are moving quickly. Okay, my calendar's getting really booked, so please don't miss out on your opportunity to connect with us. All right? Well, thank you so much again for being here in Whispers from the Hidden Realm. From Grimly and I, we always enjoy sharing this space with you. We love you. We hope you are well. Take care.